You think losing muscle is part of getting older. You think it's too late to rebuild strength or energy. Think again. Because sometimes one small change can flip the entire system. I'm talking about just one vitamin, one simple, powerful molecule that can protect your muscle, your energy, and your confidence in just 14 days. Your body is a machine built to adapt. It listens to how you treat it, feed it right, move it right, rest it right, and it will reward you with strength that refuses to fade. Science proves this. The right nutrient balance doesn't just maintain muscle, it activates growth, protects against loss, and fuels recovery. 14 days isn't long, it's just 2 weeks. But in 2 weeks, you can shift your biology. You can wake up stronger, more alert, and more alive. The choice is yours. Let time take from you or take control of time, because this isn't about supplements. It's about discipline. It's about believing that your body can still change, that your mind can still command your cells to fight back. One vitamin, 14 days. No muscle loss. Let's begin. The body is an incredible system of communication, and at the center of that communication is chemistry. Every cell listens, responds, and adapts based on the signals it receives. One vitamin can change the entire language your body speaks to itself. It might sound simple, even unbelievable, but science shows that the smallest molecule can create the biggest shift. The right vitamin can activate the exact pathways that keep your muscle tissue alive, strong, and protected from decay. This is the power of nutrient activation, the biological ignition that tells your body not to give up its strength, not to break down the fibers that define your energy, movement, and confidence. When your body receives the correct nutritional signal, it stops the process of muscle loss and starts the process of muscle preservation. Inside your cells are switches called receptors and enzymes. These switches decide whether to build muscle, burn fat, or store energy. Most people think muscle growth happens only in the gym, but real growth begins inside the cell. When the right vitamin reaches its target, it turns on genes related to protein synthesis. This means your body starts repairing and rebuilding muscle faster than it breaks it down. Even if you're not lifting heavy weights every day, your body can stay in an anabolic state, a state of growth and preservation, simply because one nutrient triggered the right internal signal. It's not magic, it's biochemistry, the same mechanism that world-class athletes and researchers rely on to protect performance and recovery. What makes this even more powerful is how fast the body responds. Within 14 days, your biology can adapt to a new command. Your metabolism shifts, your hormones stabilize, and your muscles begin to respond as if they're being trained again. The right vitamin, whether it's a critical element like D3 that supports testosterone and calcium absorption, or something like B12 that enhances oxygen delivery to muscle, becomes a messenger. It tells your body, stay strong, keep building, don't waste what you've earned. This communication happens every minute, deep inside tissues you can't see but absolutely feel. It's the difference between waking up tired and waking up ready to move, between feeling your age and defying it. Think about what happens when the body lacks these signals. When you miss just one key nutrient, your cells begin to lose their efficiency. The engines inside your muscle fibers slow down. Protein synthesis weakens, recovery time stretches, and strength begins to fade. But when you restore that missing link, the system reignites. Mitochondria, your energy factories, start producing power at a higher rate. Blood flow improves, oxygen reaches muscles faster, and the body begins to feel lighter, stronger, more responsive. This is why scientists say you can turn on your muscle protective genes through nutrition. One vitamin can literally act as the key to a lock that's been waiting to open. In 14 days, your mind will start to notice the difference before your mirror does. You'll feel more energy, less soreness, and more stability. Your workouts, even light ones, will feel more effective. The reason isn't just physical, it's neurological. The brain and body are in constant conversation. When your brain senses that your body has the right nutrients to protect itself, it reduces stress hormones like cortisol that break down muscle. Instead, it increases dopamine and serotonin, which boost focus, motivation, and confidence. You start to feel capable again, and that mindset alone adds fuel to your biology. You move differently, eat differently, and breathe differently when you know your body is supporting you instead of resisting you. This is what Dr. Andrew Huberman calls the feedback loop of momentum. When your internal chemistry supports your behavior becomes easier to maintain. Taking one vitamin might seem small, but what you're really doing is programming your biology for strength. You're telling your body to prioritize muscle over fat, repair over damage, energy over fatigue. Every time you take that capsule or drink that supplement, you're sending a signal that says, preserve what matters. And over days, that signal becomes the new normal. Your body learns that this is how it should function: strong, resilient, unyielding. The idea that aging or inactivity automatically leads to muscle loss is a misconception. It's not time that breaks your strength, it's the lack of the right signals. You can be 80 and still build muscle if your cells are getting the right messages. Science has proven this through countless studies. That nutrition and targeted supplementation can maintain lean mass, improve bone density, and enhance recovery even in older adults. That's the secret. Most people overlook. The body is never too old to adapt. It's just waiting for the correct instruction. One vitamin can deliver that instruction. So in these 14 days, as you start this journey, understand that you're not just taking a supplement. You're activating a system. You're aligning your biology with your intention. You're switching from decay to defense, from fatigue to focus. Each day builds on the last. Each dose strengthens the communication between your cells and your brain. The message becomes clearer. You are not losing muscle. You are protecting it. You are teaching your body that strength is not optional. It's the standard. The power of nutrient activation is not about chasing shortcuts. It's about using science to reclaim control over your own body. It's about realizing that everything you need for resilience already exists within you. It just needs to be turned on. One vitamin, 14 days. No muscle loss. It's not hype. It's biology in action, discipline in motion, and proof that small changes create massive transformations. Consistency is one of the most underestimated forces in human transformation. People think they need massive change, long hours in the gym, or expensive supplements to protect their muscle and energy, but the truth is far simpler and far more powerful. Your body listens to what you do repeatedly, not what you do occasionally. One vitamin taken daily for 14 days doesn't just supply nutrients, it builds a rhythm, a signal of stability that your biology depends on. Muscles are not sustained by intensity alone, they are sustained by consistency, the quiet, steady message you send to your body that says, we are still growing. Every system in the human body is driven by patterns. The heart beats in rhythm, the lungs breathe in cycles, and even your hormones rise and fall on predictable timelines. When you create consistency, waking up at the same time, fueling your body with purpose, taking that single vitamin every day, you're creating harmony between your brain and your body. The brain begins to recognize this as a reliable cue, a routine worth protecting. It responds by adjusting your metabolism, balancing your stress hormones, and prioritizing muscle maintenance. What starts as a simple daily act becomes a powerful biological language. In those 14 days, your body begins to realize that it can trust you again. Most people break that trust without knowing it, skipping meals, missing sleep, taking supplements irregularly, expecting results from chaos. But the body only adapts to consistency. When you repeat an action over and over, even a small one, the brain creates what scientists call neurochemical expectation. That means your internal systems prepare in advance, knowing the right fuel or vitamin is coming. Protein synthesis becomes smoother, muscle recovery becomes faster, and the catabolic process that breaks down muscle slows dramatically. This is how small daily actions transform into long-term physical results. Muscle loss doesn't begin in the gym. It begins in the moments you stop being consistent. When you skip rest, when your diet becomes random, when your supplementation loses routine, the body enters uncertainty. It doesn't know whether to build or to break down, so it conserves energy by reducing muscle activity. But when you stay consistent, even with just one vitamin, the body interprets that as stability. Stability means safety, and when the body feels safe, it invests in growth. It starts building again. Your muscles hold their strength, your energy stays high, and your motivation becomes more automatic. There's a beautiful truth. In this process, consistency builds confidence, and confidence fuels more consistency. The first few days might feel uneventful, but by day 7, something changes. You wake up a little sharper, your energy lasts longer, your workouts feel smoother. That's not placebo. That's biology responding to reliability. Your nervous system thrives on predictability. When you give it the same cue daily, it starts rewiring itself to expect and optimize around that cue. Dopamine levels rise not just from the vitamin itself, but from the satisfaction of keeping your promise. That dopamine becomes fuel for discipline. This is the science behind momentum. Dr. Andrew Huberman often says, the brain rewards what you repeat. That means every time you stay consistent, your brain releases small bursts of reward chemicals that reinforce the behavior. You don't just train your muscles, you train your motivation. You begin to crave the feeling of showing up, of not missing your routine. 14 days of that, and you've built a neural loop strong enough to carry you forward effortlessly. The muscle preservation you achieve in that time isn't just physical, it's mental proof that discipline works faster than doubt. Even when you don't see the change immediately, your body is working silently behind the scenes. It's adjusting hormone levels, improving nutrient absorption, and keeping your anabolic balance tilted toward growth. Your body is rebuilding from the inside out, and all it asks for in return is your reliability. Consistency tells your body that your goals are not temporary. It tells your biology that this is a lifestyle, not a phase. And once your biology believes that, everything else follows: strength, focus, energy, and resilience. Think about how much time people waste chasing intensity. They train hard for a few days, then stop for weeks. They take supplements for 3 days, then forget for 3 more. Their results vanish because their bodies never stabilize. The truth is, even moderate effort done daily beats extreme effort done occasionally. Consistency is the amplifier of all progress. That one vitamin becomes a daily anchor, a reminder that growth is built from the ground up, not in sudden bursts, but in sustained repetition. In these 14 days, You're not just taking a supplement, you're proving something to yourself. You're proving that you can commit to a routine and honor it. You're telling your future self that you are capable of change and that you can sustain it. That kind of message reshapes your brain's identity map. You no longer see yourself as inconsistent or weak. You start identifying as someone who follows through. And identity is the foundation of transformation. Once you see yourself as disciplined, the actions that follow feel natural. Consistency doesn't shout. It doesn't demand attention. It moves quietly but powerfully, reshaping your entire physiology from within. 14 days might sound short, but when each day carries purpose, it becomes enough time to rewrite your biological rhythm. Your metabolism begins to synchronize with your schedule. Your muscle fibers retain nitrogen more efficiently. Your energy levels stop crashing in the middle of the day. You begin to feel aligned physically, mentally, and emotionally. There will be moments of doubt. You'll wonder if one vitamin can really make a difference. But remember, it's not just the vitamin, it's the message it carries. Every time you take it, you remind your body that you're consistent, reliable, and in control. You train your mind to respect the process, not chase the shortcut. You strengthen your relationship with discipline. And in that simple act, your body responds with gratitude. By holding on to your muscle, preserving your energy, and rewarding your effort with visible progress. So these 14 days are not just about preventing muscle loss. They're about mastering consistency, proving that your willpower can be stronger than your excuses. The muscle you save is a reflection of the discipline you build. Because consistency is not about perfection. It's about persistence. And persistence done daily creates results that no burst of intensity ever can. In the end, the idea of, one vitamin, 14 days, no muscle loss, is not just a claim about physical change, it's a reflection of what happens when discipline meets science. The vitamin represents more than nutrition. It symbolizes consistency, intention, and respect for your own biology. When you commit to something simple yet powerful, your body rewards that commitment. Within 2 weeks, you don't just protect your muscle, you transform the way your body communicates, restores, and grows. You realize that real strength doesn't come from intensity or luck. It comes from daily action, from believing in the small steps that build massive results. 14 days of commitment can ignite a lifetime of momentum. One vitamin can remind you that progress doesn't need to be complicated. It only needs to be consistent. The body listens to what you do every day, and when you choose to fuel it right, it will always choose to fight for you.